Now they're getting ready for Carlos Hernandez taking on Kevin Kelley, a battle of former world champions. Bob Papa along with Wally Matthews. So glad you can join us. All right, let's talk a little Kevin Kelley. Former world champion, has been in tough against the likes of Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, Prince Nassim Ahmed. Got some impressive wins on his resume. Can he really find that recipe from years gone by?
Well, you know, it's so difficult, especially, you know, you see heavyweights go on into their 40s and fight fairly well. I think the strain of making weight over the years takes a lot out of lighter weight fighters. And, you know, we keep mentioning the Alamo because it happened here. That was the site of a famous last stand. You got to think this is going to be the site of a last stand for one of these guys as well. I mean, Kevin Kelley's 39 years old. If he doesn't win tonight, you have to wonder, you know, how much is left for him here. It's going to take a real big effort from him tonight to beat Carlos Hernandez.
And he's coming off a loss against Bobby Pacquiao, and he even mentioned to us it was the first time in his whole career that he felt really off in the ring.
He said more than that. He said, I actually felt scared. He said, because I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel like Kevin Kelley in that fight. I didn't understand why. I don't think that's going to happen tonight. But, you know, as you know, we can't really show him that, and I'm out of the business of telling fighters when to retire. But when you're 39 years old, you know, there are days when you just don't feel like your old self.
Well, we have another former world champion in the ring, Carlos Hernandez. Hernandez, also a guy at 35 years of age. He's still in the rankings. He's a little bit more of a live wire coming into this.
I would think so, you know, and he's a different kind of a fighter. Let's not forget, Kevin Kelley relies a lot on speed. Carlos Hernandez, more of a power guy, more of an aggression guy, the kind of guy who loses his assets a little bit slower than a Kevin Kelley. Once a Kevin Kelley loses his speed, you know, that's pretty much it. Carlos Hernandez can still hit. He can still take a good shot. So you got to figure that he's got more left.
And, you know, he's boxing for the love of it. Doesn't need the money. His wife is a professional. She handles the management team as well. And he says, I'm just doing this because I love the game and I love to compete.
Well, that's the best reason to do anything. You know, as I said earlier, I'm not sure why Kevin Kelley is doing this. I mean, I don't know if it's a money issue or because he really thinks that he can get back to the top of the heap in the lightweight division, but I'm just not sure if the motivation's really there for him.
Well, we'll find out what he has left. He's in the ring tonight against Carlos Hernandez. That's our main event. You're watching Fight Night on Versus, live from San Antonio, Texas. Back in San Antonio, Texas, Fight Night on Versus. Bob Papa, Wally Matthews, Carlos Hernandez versus Kevin Kelley in our main event. Getting ready to roll that out. Kevin Kelley, the Flushing Flash, former WBC featherweight champion of the world. He won that title back in 1993 against Goyo Vargas. Kelley was down in the 9th round, won a 12-round decision, defended against Jesse Benavidez and Jose Vito Ramos, then lost his title in 1995 right here in San Antonio. Stopped in the 10th round by Alejandro Gonzalez. Kelley was down in the 6th, Gonzalez down in the 8th. Kelley had a swollen right eye. Gonzalez was up on all 3 scorecards when they stopped it.
You know, I've been covering Kevin Kelley for a long time. I was at most of his early fights when he was a fighter from Madison Square Garden. I've seen the progression of his career. As he has gotten older, Bob, he has gotten hit more and more. He was in some tremendous fights. I think anybody who saw his fight with Troy Dorsey knows what a warrior this guy is, but also knows that he is susceptible to getting hit. He has always been susceptible to going down, and you have to wonder how much durability he still has now at age 39.
He had a WBO title win against Louis Espinosa with defenses against Derek Smoke Gaynor, Edwin Santana, and Jesus Salud. Had the big battle with Prince Nassim Ahmed, then Eric Morales. Here comes Carlos Famoso Hernandez, born in Los Angeles, fighting out of California. His parents are from El Salvador. He is the first world champion in any sport from the country of El Salvador. He has dual citizenship. President Francisco Flores was at ringside when he won that title against David Santos in February of 2003.
That was a very, very emotional victory for Carlos Hernandez. He takes it very seriously, his standing as a Salvadorian hero, and he really was touched to be honored that way by his people.
And on October 13th of this year, he's going back to El Salvador, and the current president is going to bestow an honor on Hernandez for his sportsmanship and success. Let's take a look at the head-to-head for our main event between Hernandez and Kelley.
All right, as you can see that they're not young men here, and as we said several times, Kevin Kelley's 39 years old and Carlos Hernandez 35. The heights are pretty close, 5'7" to 5'6". The weights just 12 ounces apart. The reach decidedly in favor of Kevin Kelley, 69 inches to a mere 64.5 for Carlos Hernandez.
Let's send it up to our ring announcer for the formal introductions once again. Formally, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated is proud to present the Versus Fight Night featured bout of the evening as two former world champions face each other to regain glory in the lightweight division. This bout scheduled for 10 rounds, sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, Executive Director William Kuntz, Director of Boxing Dickie Cole. At ringside, the three judges scoring will be Rick Crocker, Turi Hillen, and Roy Ovalle. And at the bell, the man inside the ring in charge of the action, Wilfredo Esperon. And now, from San Antonio, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing baby blue with dark blue, official weight 132 1/4 pounds. His professional record, 58 victories, including 39 knockouts, 7 defeats with 2 bouts even, from Flushing, Queens, New York, the former featherweight champion of the world, the Flushing Flash, Kevin Kelley. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing a white and blue, official weight 133 pounds. Professional record, 42 victories, including 24 knockouts, 6 defeats with 1 draw. Originally from El Salvador, now training and fighting out of West Covina, California, the former junior lightweight champion of the world, Carlos El Famoso Hernandez.
Okay, gentlemen, I will give you pre-fight instructions. Watch with the low blows. Obey my command all times. And most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Okay, tap gloves and at the sound of the bell, let those punches fly.
So our main event ready to get underway. Carlos Hernandez and Kevin Kelley, a couple of former champions. Kevin Kelley, former WBC featherweight champion. Carlos Hernandez, former IBF junior lightweight champion. Hernandez is in the rankings. 6th by the IBF, 9th by the Ring Magazine at 130 pounds.
Of course, the things to watch here, Kevin Kelley, a southpaw. Anybody watches boxing knows that already, but something to watch here is the effectiveness of the left hook of Carlos Hernandez. That's his best punch, and it's generally a very good weapon against the southpaw.
Hernandez, both of these guys have been in extremely tough.
Oh, there's no question to question the gameness of either one of these guys, or the credentials.
Nope. Like a left hand in there. Caught Kelley's attention right off the bat.
Yeah, I also thought he might have gotten hit with a right sort of behind the ear.
Hernandez has been in against Floyd Mayweather Jr. Lost a 12-round decision. And really hung tough in that fight in Michigan.
Not only that, credited with a knockdown over Floyd Mayweather.
Officially, and it was officially a knockdown.
Yes.
It's not like Mayweather was hurt.
We can tell him the rest of the story. Actually, Mayweather hurt his hand on Hernandez's head and turned away in pain.
Hernandez told us he'd like to fight David Diaz, the interim lightweight champ.
Yep, he won his fight in a big upset in Las Vegas just last month on the undercard of the Rockman Maskaev fight.
Hernandez kind of chasing Kelley a little bit there.
Yeah, you know, in the early going here, Hernandez is kind of letting Kelley set the tempo. He's allowing him to get started, to set himself, to jab a little bit. Not really putting as much pressure on as I expect to see from Hernandez a little bit later on.
Both guys got into boxing. Kelley slipped a little bit and got caught. Both guys got into boxing in different routes. Kevin Kelley, kid from Flushing, Queens. Saw someone with a black satin jacket with gloves on the back, so that looks cool. I'd like to get me one of those, and he started boxing. Hernandez studied martial arts. He was 180 pounds at the age of 15, and then he turned to boxing.
Wow.
Dad took him to the gym.
Kelley's also very interested in martial arts and does a bit of training in the martial arts gym as well. Incorporates some of it into his boxing style.
Hernandez tried to shoot the right hand. Kelley slips it easily.
You know, Bob, you referred before to Kevin Kelley slipping a little bit on his legs. Let's keep an eye on that because I think his balance may not be quite right.
Final seconds of round number 1 scheduled for 10. Carlos Hernandez and Kevin Kelley on Fight Night. Round number 2 from San Antonio underway. Kevin Kelley, former world champion in the baby blue trunks. Former world champion Carlos Hernandez in the dark blue, scheduled for 10.
Kind of a closely fought first round, I thought. Cautiously fought. I gave it to Kelley slightly, just because of a couple of clean punches, but I could see somebody going the other way with it. In fact, I know that you did.
Yes, I did.
Because I peeked over your shoulder.
Went with Hernandez.
See, again, you see that Kelley there stumbled a little bit on his legs. I don't think his balance is quite there. I think he's showing the legs of an older fighter.
Definitely older at 39.
He's older than Hernandez, and he's probably older than a fighter fighting at this level should be.
Right hand, straight right hand from Hernandez.
That was Hernandez's best punch so far. And now he's starting to impose his will on Kelley, something I didn't think he did in the first round, but now he's starting to dictate the pace a little bit more. And you know, this is kind of the way Kelley fought against Bobby Pacquiao as well. He had a pretty good first round, gradually ran out of steam to the point where in the 4th round he really couldn't avoid punches anymore and got stopped with a body shot.
Kelley, a very likable competitor. Put on some really good shows. He does boxing commentary.
He's a terrific commentator, I think.
No, he just missed with a big left uppercut. Steps in with a left hand.
See, now here's the other thing about the legs. When the legs go, it robs the punching power. Kevin Kelley used to be one of the sharpest punchers in this division. Low blow there by Hernandez.
Also, though, one got to the ribs, and then Kelley
snuck in a left hand.
Yeah, nice cross by Kelley.
Right now, it's still Hernandez coming forward, really able to bang away with his punches. Kelley a little bit back on his heels.
Kevin Kelley landing a good cross in this round. Hernandez landing a couple good shots of his own. Final seconds of the second and a scheduled 10-rounder.
Yeah, of course you can. You got your speed on him. What you waiting around for?
All right, let's take a look at some of the second round action here. Kevin Kelley in his corner, they're telling him this guy's right there for you to hit him, and they're absolutely right. The problem is, so far, Kevin Kelley hasn't been able to really hurt Hernandez. Here's a pretty good shot. Hernandez keeps coming forward, and by the end of the round, I thought he was doing some good damage to the body.
I thought a pretty good round for Kelley.
Did you? Now, you see, You and I are seeing different fights. I thought Hernandez won that round.
I like Kelley.
But we both got the fight even. That's interesting.
I thought the best punch of that round was that cross by Kelley.
I agree. I just thought the body work from Hernandez outweighed it. But that being said, that was a good two-punch combination right there by Kevin Kelley to start things off.
Back in July against Sean Plessis here in San Antonio, Hernandez, after having dropped 2 in a row against talented Jesus Chavez and then Bobby Pacquiao, got one of those stabilizing wins.
And that was a tough fight. Plessis hung pretty tough in that fight. But, you know, the interesting thing to point out, Bobby Pacquiao knocked out Kevin Kelley in 4 rounds, went to a tough decision with Hernandez, so that might be a good yardstick of the relative merits of the two fighters right now.
Split decision loss for Hernandez. You know, Hernandez is just coming in with his head down. I wonder if Kelley can make him pay for that.
Well, that's what they're telling him in the corner. That's what Don Housen's telling Kevin Kelley. This guy's right there for you. Now, the thing is, can Kevin Kelley, does he have enough punching power to hurt Hernandez? And does he have enough stamina to stand in there and pay the price he's going to have to pay to trade punches with him?
He might be able to hit, though, Hernandez with a punch Hernandez never sees if his head's down.
Absolutely right.
Good hook to the body by Kelley.
How's the fun, baby? How's the fun? Turn the hand under.
See, if it turns into a boxing match, I have no doubt Kevin Kelley can hold his own or win that fight. But as long as it's fought on the inside and Hernandez is allowed to rough him up, it's going to be a tough fight for Kelley to win.
Oh, the heads came together hard there. Hernandez won. Kelley is, you know, last round and now this round, Kelley is getting the better of these exchanges.
Well, he's definitely faster. He's a sharper boxer. Just watch how wide he keeps his feet at certain times. That's because he's having trouble getting his balance. And it takes away some of that punching power. So even though the punches look very showy, they may not have the effect on Hernandez that you think they're having. See how wide Kelley's legs are? Can't really set and punch when your feet are that far apart. See, it's Hernandez is able to really set down on his punches. Those body punches are carrying a lot of authority.
All right, we come to the end of the 3rd round. Intriguing action here on Fight Night. We begin the 4th round. Kevin Kelley and Carlos Hernandez, couple former world champions here on Fight Night on Versus. No knockdowns in the fight. Good round 3 though for Kevin Kelley, the Flushing Flash.
It's a good scrap so far. And, you know, I don't want to sound, you know, self-contradictory here, but I thought Kelley fought a good 3rd round. I just wonder if he's going to be able to keep up this kind of a pace with Hernandez, because Hernandez just seems stronger. Although I think the 10-round distance works in Kelley's favor.
Thank you. All day with that shot.
Now Kelley's boxing. That's where he need not be.
No, the ropes is not a good place to be with this guy. See, that's a good, sharp punch by Kelley. He also landed a good right uppercut to the body. But once he lets the fight get close like this, is where he's going to get himself into trouble.
He's better off just tying Hernandez up and forcing him to break.
Takes a lot of energy, though. This is a strong guy.
Little chippy. Both guys doing a lot of holding.
Right now, it's Kelley doing most of the holding.
Oh! Down goes Hernandez on a counter shot. No hold there.
Wow, talk about turning back the clock. For a second there, it was 1997 for Kevin Kelley.
It looked like they were going to get in a clinch, and maybe Hernandez relaxed for a second, thinking that Kelley was going to hold, and Kelley punched instead.
I think you're 100% right, and that tells you one thing. Kevin Kelley still got some reflexes. That was a good short right hook.
Hernandez in deep trouble.
He is hurt.
And a lot of time still left here in the fourth.
Well, he's doing a smart thing, though. He's conserving his energy, and Kelley is not really pressing him all that much. Trying to get himself together again.
Kevin's been around the block. He knows if he wades in too deep, he can get blocked.
Yeah, and he has been susceptible to getting knocked down himself quite a bit in recent fights.
Kevin Kelley dropping Carlos Hernandez here in the fourth. Hernandez will survive the round. Well, both guys have been warned for a holding.
How you doing? You just got me to do something. Good. Oh, yeah, it's good. Te bajas inmediatamente rápido la pinche guardia arriba and then you can
Looked like Hernandez was anticipating another hold. Never came.
I think you're right. I think he expected the referee to get between them. Nothing illegal about what Kevin Kelley did.
How you feel? Good. Good. Let's finish this shit up. What round we in?
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at it. All right, we'll see what happens here. See, the two bodies came together, and then boom, the right hook right over the top. Perfect punch. And I'll tell you what, Hernandez spent the rest of the round recovering from that punch.
They had just been warned by the referee for holding.
You know what? I think Hernandez's left hand might have gotten hung up. You know, he had just thrown a left hook. He might have gotten hung up between his body and Kelley's, and he got nailed right over the top.
And had to survive the last minute of the round. And now here comes Hernandez.
And I think there was a short right hand in there from Hernandez. Once again, you see the bad balance of Kelley. Stumbling, almost going down there.
Well, you mentioned Kelley is not immune to knockdowns. He gained so much notoriety in that Prince Nassim Ahmed fight back in '97. Ahmed was down in rounds 1 and 2. Kelley was down in 2 and 4. Both were down in round 4.
It's a tremendous fight, but you know, bottom line is Kevin Kelley didn't get up. Ahmed did.
Molly, how do you have this scored?
I was actually just adding up my score as you said that. I have got Kevin Kelley ahead by 2 points, 39-37.
I agree. The only rounds we differed on are 1 and 2. We each had it the other way.
Right, so it cancels each other out.
See the power punches in the fourth, but the big blow is the knockdown.
Yeah, really only one punch that really mattered in that round. I do not think that Hernandez is fully recovered yet from that knockdown. Does not have the crispness on his punches this round.
Just kind of, Hernandez just keeps falling in. I know he wants to get inside, but that's a dangerous way to get there.
He just got nailed with that same right hand again by falling inside. See, Kelley's found that when Hernandez gets in close, he likes to drop his left hand down to the body. He's bringing his right hook right over the top of it.
Hernandez just looks awkward trying to jab his way in.
Yeah, he's actually swarming more than really attacking right now. He's not really being effective to the body, not like he was in the first couple of rounds. I must admit, I'm surprised at the resiliency of Kevin Kelley so far in this fight.
Tremendous knockdown in round number 4. Kelley dropping Hernandez.
That was a pretty good left hook in there by Hernandez.
Wow. Just slugging it out. Two veteran former world champions. We roll to the end of the 5th, halfway point of the fight. Round number 6 underway. Wally, a little story developing in the corner of Kelley between rounds 5 and 6.
Yeah, they were not happy with Kevin Kelley in the corner. And you see the right eye of Kelley is starting to swell from the top. He got hit with a lot of left hooks. I actually thought Hernandez came back and won that round.
So did I. And it was interesting dialogue because in the corner of Kelley, Don House was saying, hey, Wayne gave you more than this. Kelley works out of Gold's Gym on Flamingo out in Las Vegas, and he did a lot of sparring with Kid Diamond, who you've seen here on Fight Night, Steve Forbes, who just lost in the Contender, and Wayne McCullough. They said, Wayne gives you more than this.
Now, they're not happy with Kelley's effort right now. One thing I must say, there is no questioning the courage or gameness of Kevin Kelley, but I must say, after the Bobby Pacquiao fight, I started to question his desire to continue fighting. And you got to wonder if this fight gets any tougher for him, where his desire is going to go in this fight.
Well, to this point, I'm giving him a lot of props.
Oh, yeah, he's fought a tremendous fight, but I'll tell you what, I don't think that he's really sure about whether he wants to fight anymore. I know he wants to fight tonight, and it's the kind of fight that's going to test his commitment to it. It's a tough fight.
Hernandez was dropped in the 4th. Hernandez just missed an uppercut on the inside.
You know, it could very well be when a fighter like Kevin Kelley lands a punch like he did in the 4th round, he may very well have thought he was going to end the fight there. And here we are, you know, in round 6, and Hernandez looks as strong as ever.
Well, the way Hernandez crumpled.
Yeah, it looked very much like the end of the fight was at hand.
Fell back on his legs, awkward position.
One thing you have to notice is that the knockdown punch is really the only punch from Kevin Kelley that's had any effect on Hernandez. He's pretty much, he's walking through everything else.
Hernandez taking some shots too, though, on the inside.
Yeah, but he doesn't really show any effect, and I think he may have just shook Kelley up with that right hand. He hasn't shown any effect from a punch with the exception of the punch that knocked him down. See, they're slugging away and exchanging punches pretty much on equal footing here.
Kelley slapped in the face of Hernandez after Hernandez delivered a body shot. Hernandez loading up. Man,
good fight. Kevin Kelley's corner wants him in a boxing match, not in a fight. Now here's some of the action from round 6. You see, Kelley is fighting Hernandez's fight, but doing pretty well at it in that exchange.
Round 7 underway. Scheduled for 10. Exciting fight. What a battle we had in our opener.
Another good night of boxing here at Versus.
Raul Martinez dropping Lito Julio in the 10th round in a slugfest.
Getting off the canvas to do it.
Both men were down in round 1 here in this fight. Hernandez got dropped in the 4th by Kelley.
Now, for the first time there, Bob, I thought I saw some signs of fatigue in Hernandez because that was the position he wanted to be in, and instead of punching again, he's now waiting for the referee to come in and break them up.
Well, Hernandez just keeps falling straight in. See the numbers from the 6th round. The 94 thrown by Kelley, the most he's thrown in any round.
Now, he was very active in that last round and pretty accurate, too. See, this is what they want Kelley to do. They want him to keep turning Hernandez, hitting him from angles like he just did with his right hook to the body. That's the kind of fight that's Kevin Kelley's fight. See that? Punching from angles, outboxing this man. They don't want him on the inside doing this. Hernandez is cut.
Cut on the right eye of Hernandez.
And that is not a good spot for a cut. It's like it's right in the corner of the eye.
We've had a lot of clashes of heads. We'll have to get a ruling as to how that cut was caused.
I think that was a punch, although, you know, minus a replay, I can't be sure. But in this kind of a fight where the guys are fighting in close, heads are going to bang constantly.
On the inside, Kelley's beating him to the punch.
Because now what he's doing when he lands the punch, he's now stepping around his man. Is what he's doing. He's punching from the angles that Hernandez really can't defend against.
Kevin Kelley slugging it with Hernandez and beating him to the punch.
Another good round for Kelley, and there's that cut.
Miguel Diaz handling the cut mark.
No nomás es de pegarle así, ¿qué le pegas así? Limpiar un poco el cuerpo. Mejor que sea un solo, que es mejor que sea un solo golpe y no 3 cachetaditas que son insignificantes. ¿Entendiste? Carlos, ¿entendiste? You've got to fire those strong punches, man. You cannot just afford to be tapping him. Taps don't
Getting
count.
more pressure than this.
How have to be confronted with this guy?
Oh, you got to confront this guy. Just box him.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, get around. Boom, boom, boom. Step around. Step around. Keep stepping. Then turn back this way.
Okay.
Because it's working.
All right, this looks like the spot where the cut was incurred, and it was a headbutt, sure enough. See the two heads come together there. That could be the spot right there. Kelley lowering his head, and Hernandez catching the impact right about the corner of the right eye. There it is.
Bad spot. Referee Wilfredo Esperon telling us that it was from a clash of heads, so if they have to stop this fight because of that cut at a later point, they go to the scorecards. Wally, how is your scorecard through 6?
I got Kelley way ahead now. I've got him 68-64 after 7. I mean, Hernandez really has his work cut out for him. Not only has he been down, he's cut in a bad spot, plus he's getting tired. So, you know, there's pretty much 3 strikes against him at this point. He's got to really rally here to pull this one out, I think.
Yeah, I have Kelley up 68-64 as well. They're only given 2 rounds to Hernandez, round 5 and round 1. And remember, Hernandez was down in the 4th.
Yes, he was, and that was a bad knockdown, the kind of knockdown that would end a lot of fights. I was going to say, I came into this fight pretty skeptical of Kevin Kelley's ability to win it. But as I'm watching him fight here, I must say, he's won me over. He looks very, very good. A lot better, obviously, than he did against Bobby Pacquiao.
That changing your oil with Dr. John Thompson.
I think they changed more than his oil here. Now, he's very high on his new physical regimen, his new nutritional regimens. I mean, look, you can't turn back the clock, but for one night, he's fighting pretty well. And let's not forget, you know, it's nothing like the right dancing partner. One thing about Hernandez, he is in the same age bracket, and he does come straight ahead. Kelley's always liked to fight guys like this.
Yeah, I mean, a younger, slicker boxer with a lot of movement, and you might see Kelley's 39 years of age more, but that isn't what's in front of us here tonight.
Absolutely.
Doing what he's got to do.
Let's not forget, Bobby Pacquiao, I believe, is 26 years old. You know, significant difference in age.
You know, the thing that's like blood continues to ooze out of the right eye of Hernandez.
That's bothering him, too. He's just wiped it away.
Yeah, it's in a bad spot. The thing that's amazing about this, too, is Kelley is beating Hernandez when they get inside.
Because Hernandez has gotten tired. You know, ever since that 4th round knockdown, he did have a pretty good 5th round, but he hasn't really had the same snap on his punches. Something came out of him. Something got knocked out of him with that knockdown.
And it's that falling in, too, that Kelley just kind of picks him apart when he needs to. Kelley, 406 rounds as a pro coming into this fight.
A lot of mileage on that odometer, but I'll tell you what, he looks pretty crisp here for the 8th round of a tough fight.
And that is the end of the 8th. We'll take you to the corner of Carlos Hernandez. Check out that cut.
Give me the tacho. Tienes que entrar tirando con fuerza, Carlos. Estás entrando nomás sin tirar. Las manos son las que tienen que darle derecha, ¿entendiste? Si entras tirando con la
Kevin
mano,
Kelley getting work done, Wally.
And here you go, some crisp punching by Kelley again. 39 years old, fighting like a youngster.
Get set for the start of the 9th from San Antonio. So glad you can join us. Fight night on Versus. Bob Popple, Wally Matthews ringside. Kevin Kelley has turned back the clock a little bit here. 39 years of age against Carlos Hernandez. He's fought a very good fight. Dropped Hernandez in the 4th. And Wally on our cards, he's winning big.
I got him ahead by 5 points. I don't see how he blows this fight unless he runs into a punch. But let me just say something. You know, you can't... I don't mean to overstate this performance by Kelley because Carlos Hernandez, as good a fighter as he is 35 years old. But that being said, this is an excellent all-around performance by a fighter who basically retired while he was still on the canvas in Madison Square Garden in June. So, I mean, it's an amazing rally for Kevin Kelley. You got to give him all the credit in the world for that.
Let me go. Break.
Kelley flashing a little hand speed. Jabs through 8 rounds. You see Hernandez. Well, it makes sense. All Hernandez does is fall in.
Yeah, it's not really part of his game. And, you know, to be honest with you, it's a striking statistic. But for Hernandez to try to jab with Kelley, I think would be suicide.
But, you know, a little bit of a jab. So, you know, by just falling in the way he does, he's opened himself up to a veteran guy like Kelley to pick him apart.
Understood, but I just think that his real problem here is not so much his inability to jab, but his inability to slip a jab. Getting hit with a lot of straight punches from Kelley. And it is raining blood here in San Antonio. I'll say this for Kelley as well, man. You know, he knows he's ahead in this fight. He could very easily stay away from this guy, play it safe, but he's still in there punching away. It may not be the smartest thing to do, but he's got guts. Always has.
And you wonder how much he's got left with the wheels anyway.
Oh, yeah, he certainly looks tired. They're both tired. Some blood in the right ear of Kevin Kelley. I don't know if that's coming from the eye of Hernandez or if he's cut in there. No, I'd say just rubbed off the face of Hernandez. There's a lot of blood in that ring right now.
Hey, what, Kelley? Talk about digging in.
Boy, those of us who saw his fight with Troy Dorsey, man, never thought I'd see him in another one like that.
Tremendous action. Kevin Kelley.
Last round, right?
Got one more round to go.
Magnificent performance so far by Kelley, and I know it may look dangerous that he's staying in here, trading punches, but he's got some guts, man.
So, catch him coming.
Last round, Kevin. Tap
All right, Wally, I think you consider this a mild
You got
upset,
3
too.
minutes worth of fighting to do right now. All you got to do is just keep boxing and we go on with the belt.
Round
We go
number
on with the
4,
win,
Kevin
okay?
Kelley
Come
got
on.
his legs
Good
with this knockdown.
Yep, talk about turning back the clock. We turn back the tape, and here it is. You'll see it. It's a right hook. It's a beautiful short punch. And I'll tell you what, Hernandez was never the same in the fight after that.
I have Kelley up by 6 points now, 88-82.
I'm with you.
7 rounds to 2 plus the knockdown.
Right.
10th and final round in what could be considered a mild upset.
And certainly, I'll tell you what, you got to go a couple of pages back in Kevin Kelley's record to find a win as impressive as this one. I'm talking about a record that's now 3 to 4 pages long. You got to go back a ways.
They set a CompuBox record way back when against Edwin Santana when he landed 494 punches. That was a CompuBox featherweight record.
Now, he was a perpetual motion machine back then. Fights at a little bit more deliberate pace now. And you notice the desperation on Hernandez. It's all over him. He knows he's got to have a knockout here.
Can't hold those ring ropes. Face it, Kelley can do a little bit more of that on the leg stuff if he cares to. No need for him to really stay right in the pocket here.
No, I don't think so. And they were exhorting him. Don House was telling him, box this guy, box this guy. Obviously, he's worried that Kelley could blow this as well in the final 3 minutes. I think Kevin Kelley pretty much knows what he's doing right now.
I don't know where this puts Kelley on the landscape in any weight class, but all I know is this. After what happened in that fight against Pacquiao at Madison Square Garden, this is a heck of a way to come back.
It's a great comeback fight, and maybe it puts him in line for that David Diaz fight that Hernandez was hoping to get. David Diaz is a fighter very much like Hernandez, a guy that comes straight forward, a big puncher, a durable guy, not a hard guy to hit. That might not be a terrible match for Kelley either. Oh, well, he just got nailed. Kevin Kelley did with a couple of good short punches.
I don't know if Hernandez has much pop left. Kelley's got to negotiate 1 more minute, and we think he's a winner.
Hernandez still trying very, very hard here, but he's been pretty much picked apart since that knockdown.
Face it, one thing we know is an upset that Kelley hasn't been down in this fight.
No, he hasn't. You know what? He really hasn't been hurt. He looked like he lost his balance a couple of times, got nailed with a lot of body punches, but he's been a little bit more durable than I expected him to be. That's a pretty good counter left hook by Kelley. Not a left hook, but just a swinging left.
Okay, wow, this is a tremendous performance by Kevin Kelley. You put it in context, and wow. Oh, he's a former champion, and he's showing that heart here tonight. 2 former champions. Toe-to-toe. Mutual respect. What an effort by both Carlos Hernandez and Kevin Kelley. Kevin Kelley turning back the clock tonight, dropping Hernandez in the 4th. They slugged it out for 10. We'll get the decision on Fight Night.
Are we doing both guys?
Fight Night, Municipal Auditorium, San Antonio. What a night it's been. Carlos Hernandez and Kevin Kelley, toe-to-toe they go for 10 rounds. How do the judges have it scored? Once again, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Roy Ovalle scores at 95-94. Glenn Crocker scores at 97-92, and Perry Hillen scores at 96-93. All to the winner by unanimous decision, the Flushing Flash, Kevin Kelley.
Kevin Kelley with a gut check after getting knocked out back in June. Comes back against tough Carlos Hernandez, a couple of former world champions. And Kevin Kelley comes up with a hard-fought 10-round decision. Surprised on one of the judges' cards, it was as close as it was. Hernandez landed 4 of 40 jabs. Kelley 35% of his power shots. In the last 5 rounds, Kelley outlanded Hernandez in each and every round. Much busier in the fight, much more accurate, and good with the power shots. Kevin Kelley gets win number 59. He's with Wally.
Hey, Bob, I may be speechless. We're the guy here who's never at a loss for words. Kevin Kelley with a big victory here tonight. Kevin, you did not look like the same guy that got beat in the Garden back in June. What happened tonight? What was the difference?
First, I got to thank my Lord and Savior upstairs. Without him, I couldn't do this. I put God back in my life, more in my life that needed him. I put Punch USA back in my life. I put Wayne McCullough, the pocket rocket, sparring me, get me ready for this. I mean, Dr. John Thompson, you know what it was? Sometimes we think the problem is we're aging, and everybody wants to believe that. But sometimes it's something with your blood. It's something with your chemistry in your body. I went to Dr. John Thompson. He found out some things were wrong with my blood. I wasn't oxygenating properly. I didn't have the reflexes like I should. Tonight I came in big, as you see. I physically look bigger.
Well, you seem
larger.
like your stamina was better tonight. Your punching power was better tonight. But to me, the turning point of the fight was the 4th round knockdown. It seemed like Hernandez was never the same after that.
Well, pretty much what happened was I was trying to box because it's hard, you know, I got the heart of a warrior, but the thing is, I was trying to get on the inside with him, touch with him a little bit, you know. He wasn't as aggressive like I knew he would be because he did say in the press conference, I got 2 heavy hands, and he was worried about him. And when I hit him with a shot, I think he realized, oh, he does got heavy hands. You know, he fought in Floyd, he fought a lot of guys, and I told him, I knew off the back if I hit him with a good shot, I could send anybody right hand or left hand.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. You'll see it right here. It's a short right hook.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna get up, but you know what happened? When I hit him with the shot, I hurt my right hand. So I couldn't go out and try to finish him because I'd rather take a guy 10 rounds and beat him 10 rounds rather than try to break my hand because at this point in my career, I can't take a layoff for 9 months or 10 months and be out of the ring. So I took my chances. I told me, take my time. Yeah, I could have tried to get him out of there. I could have tried to get him out of there and finish the fight off. But it wasn't worth risking breaking my hand.
All right, listen, it was a tremendous performance for you tonight, but you are 39 years old. What is the future for Kevin Kelley? Who can you fight at what level?
That was to put me back. You know, the Pacquiao fight, something wasn't right in the ring that night. I don't know what it was. I just wasn't myself. You know, you get a bad day. And I never had a bad day in my career. I don't think loss is a bad day. I lost those fights gallantly with Hamed and stuff like that, gallantly. But the thing is, the bell rang and I wasn't there. And I felt Carlos beat Pacquiao when I watched the tape. So I don't know, I wanted to fight Carlos first. And I tried to fight Carlos first, but he didn't want to fight because I felt he's a better fighter, and Bobby wasn't as good a fighter. So
well, who do you want to fight next? You've beaten this guy.
There's no, I'm looking for opportunity. I'm looking for this point in my life, not to prove Kevin Kelley no more. I'm at a point to make money now, bring the money, and let's bring the fights. And then I can get out the game and maybe get behind the mic on OLN and commentate these fighters, these up and coming
that's all right. It's my job. Thank you very much, Kevin.
No,
he had a good night tonight, that's for sure. All right, Bobby, we're going to bring in Carlos Hernandez. Thank you, Kevin. Congratulations. All right.
You're such a damn warrior.
All right, Carlos, tough loss for you here tonight. I know you came in thinking that you were going to be the stronger man, that you would be able to outgut Kevin Kelley. Were you surprised by the kind of fight that he fought?
No, I figured he was going to fight that kind of fight. I just got caught, and I think, my time in this career.
Are you thinking of retiring? Yeah, you think this was it tonight? Well, it was a tough fight. You fought a terrific fight. It seemed like the knockdown might have really set you back in the fight, and you never really recovered from it.
That was fine, but then the cut happened, but I know if I'm going to get knocked down back to back, it's time to call it a career. I don't want to get hurt in this business, and I have beautiful children.
Well, you know what? It's a wise decision because if your heart's not in boxing, there's no reason to do it. You had a great run. You gave a great performance tonight.
I just feel bad that I couldn't win, but I think that everyone who saw me knows that I won't get knocked out or I won't go down. I mean, I'll keep coming. I'm relentless. I persevere. That's my motto. Perseverance pays off. And I think I'm just going to persevere in another career. I don't know what that may be, but I'm going to keep succeeding in life.
Well, I know you've got a lot of business endeavors with your wife and manager, Veronica. I'm sure you'll be successful in whatever you choose to do. And thank you very much for this performance tonight.
Fighting here on Versus Television, Versus Network. Thank you very much for having me. Top Rank, I love you guys. Thank you very much for promoting me.
Well, the pleasure was ours. Carlos Hernandez, thank you so much, man, and best of luck the rest of the way. Back to Bob at ringside.
All right, he has an 8-month-old daughter, Camelia, and a 3-year-old son, Christian Andre, and he realizes his time has come. He was a former world champion. He's been in against everybody, Carlos Hernandez, but he gets dropped by Kevin Kelley tonight and loses, at least in our cards, a lopsided decision, and a very emotional time for Hernandez as he believes his career is over. Boxers do change their mind, but I hope for Carlos Hernandez he sticks through with this because he's a classy guy, and fighters know, he knows inside that he's not the same as he was when he was a champion of the world. And Kevin Kelley, another former champion, sort of summoned up some old strength. What a show. Fight night on Versus.